Assalamu alaikum, this is Akif from Entrepreneurial Muslim. If you want to start a halal business online, then join my webinar inshallah.
I myself invested £75,000 of my family's money, and I'm not a rich man.
First month was okay. It seemed quite genuine. Then I started seeing things change.
And he said, I'm sorry, sister, it's all a fraud. And Akib scammed everyone.
But I couldn't stop crying. The dunya's a test. But this one really hit hard.
And the fact that he took money from single women, sick people, just a real evil person,
This video is for educational purposes only. All information and allegations presented are based on publicly available sources and personal accounts, and are not confirmed as fact unless proven in a court of law. This video is not intended to defame or harm any individual or entity. Viewers should conduct their own research and seek professional advice if needed. Fatima is a single mother of 5, including her 33-year-old disabled son Tariq, who needs her for his daily care. Amazingly, over the course of 14 years, Fatima managed to save up $120,000 for her son's surgery. As the sole provider for her family, she's constantly under a lot of stress for having to work while also taking care of her son. But she always puts her children first. In June of 2024, she was presented with an opportunity that many others have already seized and benefited from.
Assalamu alaikum. If you want to start a halal business online, then go ahead, fill out the application on the next page into how you can improve your income inshallah, where you can work from home and please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because Islam encourages entrepreneurship.
The opportunity to invest all of her money and make thousands of dollars every single month while still being able to withdraw her initial investment of $120,000 whenever she wanted. With many others testifying that this investment had worked wonders for them, this was an opportunity that she could not let slip away. If she invested all of her savings, she could be making $25,000 to $40,000 every single month, enough for her to not have to work, be able to save, and also continue taking care of her family. So Fatima invested all $120,000 from her savings, only to realize that she, along with many others, fell victim to a Ponzi scheme. She panicked, not knowing what to do, or what would happen to her family and her disabled son, Tariq. This is the story of how this UK scammer used Islam to deceive countless Muslims into losing millions of dollars. About 10 years ago, in February 2014, Aqib Ahmed started Legacypreneur.
Assalamu alaikum, this is Akif speaking, the founder of Entrepreneurial Muslim. In this quick video, I want to give you a tour of Entrepreneurial Muslim TV. It'll be an amazing investment for your business education and your marketing growth.
A course comprised of modules on how to build a legacy as a Muslim entrepreneur. Muslim-specific entrepreneurship is very important to Muslims, as we have very particular rules around how we make money and strict prohibitions on things like interest, gambling, intoxicants, and more. Over the years, Legacypreneur changed and adapted.
Guess what? I'm launching the new version of Legacypreneur University, which will be a premium Facebook marketing experience.
But always remained centered around one thing: helping Muslims become rich and getting out of the 9-to-5. One day, Aqib came up with a new service and decided to post it on Facebook. A new done-for-you, or DFY, halal business service. This was also referred to as Muslim Pioneer.
So he's inviting investors. Investors would, let's say, invest 10K. Akib would use that 10K. He would create a Facebook page, create a funnel, create everything for his legacy program. So he would use their investment to run ads. Those ads would they get you a return on investment. And then the profits that are made would be split. And this is how a client can invest 10K, and it's normal for them to make around 1,000. Now, from running the numbers, what he showed us, it's very achievable. It's very sensible. It's not unrealistic.
The plan was to get investment money from people, use it to run ads for Legacypreneur, then pay investors a percentage of what you made, and then pocket the rest. People began showing interest in this new DFY service because they didn't have to do any work, and Aqib seemed to have a business model that worked. But eventually, Aqib made a discovery. One that would change the course of his business forever, turning it from a course on how to make halal money into a haram Ponzi scheme that would rip millions of dollars from the pockets of innocent Muslims. Aqib discovered that it was a lot easier to sell the DFY business service than it was to sell Legacypreneur University, which meant that eventually the business model would break with too much investment and not enough turnover to pay the investors back. So after the first batch of investors, Aqib would begin funneling money from new investors to old ones, creating the illusion that the business model was working and generating a sustainable income. This is a form of fraud known as a Ponzi scheme. But this begs the question, with such a flawed business model, and returns that seemed way too good to be true, why would anybody invest in this?
The whole time, the common theme throughout was so Islamic. Like, I'll tell you one thing. Working here at Muslim Pioneer with Akib brought me closer to Allah. It did. It brought me closer to Allah because he was so passionate about the things he spoke about. The Hajj, prayers, du'as. Allah will find a way. Allah's the best of planners. Allah's the one who's guiding us. We go with Allah. What is written is written. So much as that was fed to us non-stop that it actually brought me closer to Allah as well, me personally.
This is a Muslim brother, a Muslim sister, a Muslim pioneer. We believe in the same God. And for the sake of Allah, I gave them the benefit of the doubt. For the sake of Allah, I overlooked a few things, which you do anyway. I'm gonna naturally believe 99% what you say. If you're saying it for the sake of Allah, and you're mentioning that continuously, kind of makes me not want to question it.
I saw this poor person, and I gave him some money, and then we kept in touch, and I'd financially support him for the sake of Allah. And then he said to me, Akib, can I come meet you? Can we go upstairs in Birmingham New Street? And then he said, La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he showed me a dream where I was driving to Masjid Aqsa. But what I saw in that dream really changed my life. I saw martyred Gaza babies and children laughing, and subhanAllah really made me think that we're seeing slaughter and horror, we're seeing blood, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving them joy.
Akib used Islam to garner the attention of other Muslims, convincing them that he was a God-fearing Muslim and somebody who could be trusted.
Assalamu alaikum. Jazakallah khair for being on this page. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala chose you out of millions of Muslims around the globe. You're on this page, so take advantage.
He would often talk about bettering the lives of other Muslims and building the ummah back up.
For entrepreneurial Muslims who are A players, who are go-getters, who really want to serve the ummah online and build a long-lasting legacy.
On top of that, he built the trust of the Muslim community by often swearing oaths by God, something that was not taken lightly in the community.
Alhamdulillah, with every work we're doing, there has to be that trust, and you're trusting me for my vision and leadership, and I'm trusting you to bring people into our circle. So wallahi, I wouldn't lie, and I'm saying this because I really care, and I hope you can also inshallah trust me as well.
Akib marketed the DFY program as a completely halal business that's 100% done for you. This seemed perfect for Muslims who had money saved up and wanted to invest it while knowing that it was being used appropriately. Akib showered himself with testimonials and as much social currency as possible. This meant that people would record videos endorsing him and his DFY program, and some even went as far as to go to their own friends and family, encouraging them to invest because they had made money. Akib even posted on his website that he sat and spoke with Dr. Zakir Naik for 2 hours about Facebook marketing.
As far as Muslim Pioneer is concerned and Akib Ahmed, I don't know them at all. This is the first time I'm hearing the name of Muslim Pioneer. I went to the website, and when I went to the website, he says here, Akib Ahmed spoke to Dr. Zakir Naik for 2 hours on Zoom about Facebook marketing. I don't know by name Akib Ahmed, but I remember there was one Facebook meeting which I spoke for about 2 hours. If he's the same person, let me warn you, be careful of him.
Akib's desire to grow the scam increased to a point where it was unsustainable to manage by himself. So he hired a sales team to help sell investors and collect the money, accumulating millions of pounds.
Senior associate here at Muslim Pioneer. Alhamdulillah, I'm super excited to talk to you, inshallah. It looks like what it sounds like that you're looking for some form of passive income stream or a partnership or business model.
So from your perspective, it seems like all of these people were in on it.
Yes, I think that's the perspective of everyone I came across.
So the other victims also feel like they were all in on it?
Yes.
So that's the story. Akib and his team of salesmen conspired to scam Muslims out of their hard-earned money. Or so I thought.
You're going to share it anywhere? Where do you think it's going to go?
No, I want this for me, bro. And I want just everything to be honest. When we met in October, when you said I was going to get access, and I was pressing you about Legacypreneur. When we first started, you were like, okay, you can only have, the Facebook group. Then, because you were like, because I want to gradually give you access to everything. And then
I'll be honest with you, I lied to you then because I was scared that you're going to find out there's not really any like legacy sales, and I should have been that transparent from the get-go, and then it should have been upfront from the get-go.
So hang on a minute, bro. Oh my. Are you saying to me there's never been legacy sales?
There has been, but it wasn't for at least a few years.
What? We've not had legacy sales for a few years, are you saying?
That's what they were made up screenshots that I made.
Everything I freaking told you that people have done to me and you said you're not going to do to me. You said you're not going to lie to me. You're not going to screw me over like the previous people did. So why would you make up screenshot? Bro, do you know what this is? That's haram. This is a Ponzi.
In total, how much did you invest?
In total, 120.
10K.
50,000 US dollars.
20K USD.
Actually, it seems like Aqib lied to and even scammed his own team.
We had a Zoom call. He jumped on a call with me, Jabran, and Imad. And this is where Aqib, the first time he admits it was a Ponzi scheme from the start and there were 0 core sales. This changes everything, because it's one thing to make mistakes, but it's another thing to actively start this from the beginning. That's when Jabran got emotional, and I don't blame him. Then he went on a team meeting with the team and he told the team everything. It's been a lie from the start. This is done, right? That's when everybody started getting leaked in the public. By the time he released his statement, I can't remember the exact date, his statement was still bullshit. It was still lies. It was still like bull. He was saying to people, I'm going to pay you back. I'm committed to paying you back. But how? How is he committed to paying people back when he's not paying his staff? He's not paying the ad guys. He's not paying the agency. He's not paying anyone, but he's still lying and taking money from people. We had no choice but to expose him. Now we exposed him. I released a statement explaining everything with the evidence and so on and so forth. And then, subhanAllah, this evil, evil guy suddenly figures out the best way to get himself out of this is to create a narrative and blame the sales team.
So Aqib used fake screenshots to pretend that he was making a bunch of legacypreneur sales to justify why they were collecting so much in investment money. He did this just to keep his sales team in the dark about what was really going on. So there was a decent chance that nobody knew what was going on except for Aqib himself. And now he's even trying to pin the blame all on the sales team, while being on the run with millions of pounds.
But what about the money that you owe people? What are you planning to do?
With that, I'm fully committed to getting people's money back. I've made some bad business decisions as we grew very quickly, made some wrong decisions, but I'm fully committed to making sure people get their money back.
And how are you going to do that?
Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. Jabran and his sales team, they've taken millions from the DFY investment money. I challenge Jabran or anyone from the sales team to a live call with a mediator. I have nothing to hide and the truth will come out.
I'm really sorry for lying to you and betraying you. I'm really, really sorry. I regret what I've done, and I hope you can forgive me. I want to come clean.
I hold my hand up to say 100% I'm responsible for what I've created so far. It's none of your fault. I'm just really sorry for lying to you guys, and I really want to come clean, and I'm 100% responsible for this. None of you guys are at fault, not even 1%. I take full responsibility for this mess. I'm trying to get out of it with you guys. I hope you can help me, inshallah, as well.
He keeps pretending like he wants to make things right and refund the money back to the investors, while he's on the run and disputing all investor attempts to charge back the money that they sent through PayPal and Stripe. Some allege that he's even faking evidence to use in the chargeback dispute so he can keep the money that he stole.
When I contacted Aqib asking him to sign the contract, because I was the only person who signed the contract, he sent me a contract that's totally different. It said that there's no refund on the $50,000 and that I should keep it secretive from anyone I know. It was very, very suspicious.
The first agreement was just a very simple contract, but the second one was a lot longer, filled with legal jargon, and hidden on the third page was a very dangerous clause. It states, "You agree to waive all rights to chargeback, dispute, or make claims against any payment made to Muslim Pioneer as being fraudulent, purchase in error, services not delivered, product not received, or any other dispute that claims that any payment is unlawful. And if that wasn't enough, it also included, you agree not to initiate any disputes or claims through your credit card company, bank, lending institution, or any other payment provider. If anybody ended up signing the second agreement without actually reading through it, this meant that Aqib could use it to dispute the chargeback, allowing him to keep the money that he stole, leaving the victims in a terrible position. But at the same time, it's clear that Aqib Ahmad is starting to break.
Man, I'm really sorry for letting you down. I do want to come clean and don't want to ruin such an amazing relationship. I'm really sorry, and I hope you can forgive me in your heart. And I hope you can, think about it, do stick harder, but I hope you can find it in your heart to help me turn this around.
He keeps going back and forth between apologizing and blaming the sales team, who he admitted was in the dark the entire time. I even reached out to Aqib myself pretending to want to invest, to which he responded that I should look for investment opportunities elsewhere. It seems like Aqib knows that this is the end of the line for him. His lies are getting exposed, his accounts are getting shut down, there are civil cases pending against him, and his reputation is ruined. The only way back from this is to return all the investor money and face the inevitable legal consequences that come with scamming and defrauding innocent people. Remember Fatima, the woman who invested $120,000 into the DFY program? She came forward and stated, not only does Aqib know exactly what her son is going through, but he acknowledged it over text, all while continuing to withhold his money for surgery. How did that affect Tariq specifically?
Tariq's emotional and mental state is directly connected to mine, because I've been his sole caregiver in this country for 33 years. So I had to really try hard to not cry in front of him, but I couldn't stop crying. They were a few days. I was such a mess. And I was just saying my du'as and my dhikr. And then I started vomiting just from the lack of control. It's like, and I kept just saying to Allah, I said, Allah, if this thing takes me away from you, I'm a loser. But if this thing brings me closer to you, then I win. And I just had to say that over and over and over again, because the dunya is a test. But this one really hit hard.
Now here's where you come in. Fatima started a GoFundMe to help recoup the money that she had stolen from her. The link is down below, and I strongly suggest that you help, even if it's just $5. Let's show the world what Muslims truly stand for. Bro Haji also posted a video on Aqib on his YouTube channel, and somehow Aqib managed to get it blocked in the UK for defamation. So it's very important that you share this video with as many people as possible. If you enjoyed this video and would like to create content like it, go to musliminfluenceracademy.com, and you can find the link for that in the description as well. Also, remember to subscribe so you don't miss the extended interviews with the ex-employees and the victims when I post it in a few days. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next video. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.